A new note on influence. With this, there may be a record, a personal record, obviously, on notes on a book. I may have reached 13 or so, and with this, there's no other book that generated so much interest here. And this is because somehow, even if the book is not mentioned per se, the experiments that are also included in this influence are mentioned in The Sellout by Paul Beatty, winner of the Man Booker Prize for, I said earlier this year, it's not this year, it's 2016. This year it's still February, so we have some way to go before they announce the winners of these prizes. And Paul Beatty mentions, for one thing, the case of, even says the name, but I don't know, of that woman who was stabbed, raped, and finally killed in New York, with so many people watching and doing nothing in spite of her repeated cries for help, and hence, therefore, the bystander effect. In Cialdini's classic, he refers to the social proof rule, one of the rules of influence, wherein indeed people look when they're unsure what to do to interfere, to do something about this or not. And when they're not sure, they look for others, for clues, for indication about what to do. And when nobody else is doing anything, or everybody else is doing nothing, that's what we tend to do. And hence it's better, the odds, as Paul Beatty mentions in the Sellout, the odds are better when you are in a company of just a few, possibly one individual, than when there are more or many, because they don't interfere. And anticipating, because in reading again this book, but the unabridged version I finished some time ago, the abridged cartoon drawing, an influence, the book influenced by Cialdini in a abridged form with drawings, presented in a cartoonish manner. So I didn't reach the authority principle yet, but it's mentioned by Paul Beatty here. And there's the experiment wherein they applied electric shocks to people, participants in a test, who were supposed to answer questions. And whenever there was a wrong answer, the authority represented by a man involved in the study would just urge one of the two, the one with the buttons, to press it, to give current to the innocent but ignorant man or woman who was answering the question with the wrong answer. And in The Sellout, it's the father of the hero who is torturing, one might say, his son by making it even more painful, maybe, because he is the one who has to answer questions which are in front of him, and he has to apply electricity to the one in the mirror, which is himself. And then also with the bystander effect in The Sellout, the principle of social proof, the father is beating the son in a public place, but in this case, again, it's even more serious, because the bystanders not just stand by as bystanders, but enter the game and start joining the exercise, that is beating the poor child. I can only hope it's fiction. It's not based, there's no artistic license, and it's not based on reality, even if the experiments mentioned are real. I mean, in real life, these two happen. I don't know about some others he mentioned. I didn't know before. Okay, the taste of color. What I also read in psychology books is that no matter how non-racist we are consciously, still in the subconscious there is something which determines a bias. Doctors have been tested, and even if on the conscious level, again, they were good people believing in equal rights, they were not racist, still when it came to analyzing their prescriptions and the way they treated patients, there were differences. I don't remember exactly, and it wasn't necessarily disregard for people of a different race or treating them in a worse manner, but still it was different. And coming back to influence, even influence with the principle of social proof is also strong when we follow, so to say, the example of others like us. Children who see videos of other children who play with dogs can overcome their fear of dogs. But that's when the children who do not face this, do not have this problem, are in the same group with them. People will tend to return a wallet that has been lost again, so to say, obeying the principle of social proof more when it's a question of people like them. When they introduce in the equation immigrants, people of other, evidently another background, another belonging to a different group, they don't follow the principle in the same manner, which is interesting.